Remember 1951 to 1952 Christopher Strachey's Checkers? If not, it's okay. How about OXO or even Space War? What do they all have in common? Binary. We'll explain. The earliest computer programming language used for making video games was machine code. This language is the absolute lowest level of computer programming and is the only language that a computer's central processing unit, or CPU, can execute directly without the need for translation, compilation, or interpretation. At its core, a CPU is a collection of billions of microscopic transistors acting as electronic switches, and these switches recognize two states, on or one and off or zero. A line of machine code is typically broken down into binary instructions containing an opcode or operation code, which tells the CPU what action performed, such as add, move, or compare, and operands, which specify the data or the memory addresses involved in that action. Depending on the architecture, like 32-bit or 64-bit, machine instructions are fixed-length or variable-length binary sequences. From the 1950s through the early 1970s, writing directly in machine code or entering it via punch cards, toggle switches, or hex keypads was occasionally necessary before assemblers became widely accessible. Early pioneering mainframe computer systems forced the engineers to understand the exact bit patterns their processors required. Since raw binary is extremely tedious for humans to read and write, programmers quickly adopted hexadecimal, base 16 notation as shorthand, allowing them to write out instructions in hex tables and manually translate them into the binary ROM chips used to store game code. While machine code ensures zero overhead and impressive execution speeds, it is very difficult to develop entire games with it, since the language requires everything in the code to be manually calculated, including where each part of the game is saved in the hardware registers. Today, programmers rarely ever write raw machine code directly. Instead, they write in high-level languages like C++ or C#, which are processed by compilers or just-in-time, or JIT, engines to automatically generate the optimized machine code that the CPU executes. However, machine code is still used when making emulators to preserve classic retro games on modern hardware, or even when creating software that translates high-level languages into efficient machine instructions. For more facts about the programming languages used throughout the history of the gaming industry, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.